Hello, everyone. Welcome to Backyard Musings, broadcasting live from Apple Valley. I'm Steve.
And I'm Scott.
Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. In mid-May 2024, the Biden-Harris idiocracy took a victory lap for the Dow exceeding 40,000. You remember when it crested 40,000?
Yeah, that was
a big deal.
It was a big deal, yeah.
Big deal. And so, of course, they took credit for it.
And that's one of the constants that hasn't really, because I mean, a lot of people said, hey, Biden gets elected, and it's going to crash. But
Well, Trump said that.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And so, and it hasn't, which has been good for people's pocketbooks. But yesterday was
It crashed.
not a good day.
Yeah,
so
no.
yeah, but
So remember that we said that it was a good thing that not a good thing that Biden took the victory lap for this. Just remember that, okay? Because we're going to talk about it at the end that they're going to blame Trump for it crashing. The highest it has ever been. In fact, last week Biden bragged that he cured the economy. He was on his way out to Marine One to fly off, and the reporters caught him. What do you want your legacy to Gen Zers be? I cured the economy. Really? You cured the economy? Gross domestic product in the first quarter was 1.4%. It's projected to be 2.8. That's not curing.
Yeah.
Curing is like a 4%, like all pistons roaring.
yeah.
4% GDP.
And we're going to talk about the inflation rate and stuff, which that's been misconstrued as well. So,
He didn't cure. He screwed it up.
Yeah.
Just
Just look at how much you got to pay for stuff at the store or at the gas pump
look at that.
or wherever. I mean, that's undeniable, right? People cannot deny that.
Someone, a newscaster, gosh, I can't remember. Was it CBS or NBC? An analyst said, if you care about your paycheck, then vote Trump. That's what he said. Maybe it wasn't a major. Maybe it was one of the minor news reporting things.
Well, I mean, everybody's money is the same color, right? Whether you're a red voter or
A
blue
high
voter,
tide
purple
raises
voter,
all the
whatever.
boats,
I mean, yeah, money is money, and I don't care if you're what you consider to be rich or maybe middle class or poor. It's
or
all
if
the
you're a
same
senior
money.
on fixed income.
Yeah, I can deal with
you.
that. I can deal with that.
You're a
Yeah.
senior. Right?
I am. Yeah, and not collecting
I'm
any
close.
income from an employer. So
I'm close. Okay, so during the 2020 presidential debate, President Trump said this, quote, "If he's elected, the stock market will crash," end quote. That's what he said.
yeah,
That prediction came true this week. The Dow shed 1,034 points on Monday.
that's sizable.
That's 1,000. That opens up your eyes. We're going to see what's going to happen today. But $2.9 trillion was shed in value. Now, something just came into my head.
Well, and that figure is what the ending figure was, right? I mean, I think it went down a little bit more than that, and then they had a little bit of a recovery, right? And it come back.
Yeah.
a little bit?
It came back a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but think about that. I had something I was going to say. 2.9 trillion was shed. You know how the Democrats wanted to tax you for your unrealized gains?
Right. Yeah.
If you would have been taxed for that 2.9 trillion, your little piece of the pie, that would be a lot of pain. And I'm gonna tell you how much pain, because I lost $9,000 yesterday in my 401k, 9,300 something.
That's budgetable income right there, right?
Yeah, almost 20,000 the last 3 months I've lost in my 401k. Just imagine if I had to pay taxes on that, and I never. They're not going to compensate me for it going down.
Well, or let's just say you were in a situation where you weren't, you weren't contributing like you were as an employee anymore to that fund. In other words, you're in the spending mode of that fund now. You're using that as budgetable income.
Pulling out 4% every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's a big downturn.
That might be your 4% right there, the 20,000. What you need to get by this year. You know?
Exactly.
So there were a bunch of investors who sensed this last week and sold. Buffett, Gates, Soros, Bezos, and others. I can't remember the name. I saw this little graphic that said how much they had sold off from. And
now, what's the problem with those guys? Those guys have got tons of money. What are they afraid of, right?
they want more money, money.
Obviously, they don't want to lose any money either, right? I mean, that's the whole thing. They don't want to lose it.
Right.
So,
I wonder if Paulie P got in on that, Paul Pelosi.
I don't know.
I don't think he can predict downturns, but upturns he can. When a company's going to do well, he can.
Yeah,
he's got an in.
He's
on
got that little, still small voice there in Washington D.C. helping him out.
That's a good one, man.
Give me a break.
Critics are now calling this the Kamala crash, and Scott's going to tell you why.
Yeah, here we go. I always get the good news, right? So the 1.9 trillion American Rescue Plan was signed into law by Joe Biden on March 11th, 2021.
A couple months after he took office.
Yep. It infused a lot of money into the economy, which, okay. It gave truckloads of free money to illegal aliens. Not a good idea.
Not okay.
That's not a good idea. The $740 billion Inflation Reduction Act, which was anything but inflation reduction, right, was signed into law by Biden on almost 2 years ago, August 16th, right?
Yeah.
Only because Kamala Harris cast the tie-breaking vote.
Yeah, only. She cast that tiebreaker.
Yeah, so that's a tie. Again, elections have consequences, right?
Yep,
we need to get the right people in the
those
Senate.
senators from Georgia that went Democrat. They have consequences.
Yeah,
it does.
$740 billion. That's a lot of money, and we're going to talk about where some of that money went, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. So, the Senate was deadlocked 50-50. West Virginia Democrat, so far Democrat, Senator Joe Manchin.
He switched to
independent, right? Yeah. Wouldn't budge on his support, so that's good. You know,
yeah.
Joe's kind of middle of the road, right? I mean, we like him. He's not too bad. Sometimes.
Joe Manchin?
Yeah, he's not too bad.
He's West Virginia.
I wouldn't vote for him as president.
It's an energy state. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coal.
But he's worried about his constituency and stuff. So
at least he is, you know.
Yeah. So as a consequence of these two disastrous Bidenomic policies, inflation rose to over 9%. Again, that's a fact. And I don't care what you say, what it is today. Why did it raise to 9%? It did go that high.
Money in the system.
Yeah, so where was Joe saying that he was curing the economy then? So to combat this inflation, the Fed has raised interest rates to twice the level of what they were under Trump. That's a fact.
Yeah, my mortgage is like 2.25%. Now you can't get a loan for what, 5.5%, 6%?
They're like, and that depends on your credit, right? I mean,
yeah.
If your credit's not that great, you're paying 7-8%. That's just the way it is. So, and on a $500,000 house, figure that out.
That's a chunk.
That's a sizable mortgage every month. So the consumer price index went up to almost 20%. Unheard of, right?
That's crazy. Eggs, groceries, bread, milk.
Yeah, your staple stuff. Just go to if you don't go to the grocery store, just take a walk down memory lane and look.
Let's say if you're Gwyneth Paltrow watching right now, which she's got a wonderful voice. She sang with Huey Lewis on Cruisin'. Beautiful voice. But if you're Gwyneth Paltrow watching right now and you don't go to the grocery store,
right? You
got peeps that go there for you.
Right.
So go there and check it out.
Yeah, they're not skimming from you. They're paying it at the cash register. Common groceries cost 20% more than under Trump, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Real wages are down 1.9%. That doesn't compute, right? Don't get me started about shrinkflation.
It's the portions getting smaller.
Yep, that's another thing.
That's bothering me.
Obviously, you can still buy a gallon of gas, or a gallon of gas is a gallon of milk is a gallon. But when you go buy a bag of chips, or
the ounces they shrink.
Yeah, they're cutting back on that, and even the manufacturers have admitted to that. They've admitted to doing that. Again, it's like the $20 minimum wage in California for fast food restaurants. Well, how are the manufacturer or the companies combating that? They're closing stores.
Yeah.
They're laying off employees.
They're
using
going to
robots.
Kiosks. They're using little robots. Yeah, kiosks. Yeah. Robots that bring the food out.
Yeah. When was the last time you went to McDonald's? I mean, there's like one person working the counter, and they don't want to take your order. They want you to send you back to the kiosk.
Yeah, that's $16 for a meal, Big Mac meal.
Yeah, again, those things are undisputable.
Do you remember when they passed that first one, the COVID relief one, whatever that was called? They were like drooling for getting so much money out, so much money passed. They were like giddy, the Democrats, right?
Yeah.
And then they tried getting the Build Back Better. That started at 2.2 million, and then Manchin, he wouldn't budge, so it kept whittling down until it got to $750 million.
Right.
Right? And they were still giddy about that, and they didn't want to stop. They wanted more. They were trying to spend it faster than they could print it.
And I don't think today we really know where all that money went, right? I don't think there's been an
No.
accountability of all that money, so
No.
sad deal.
The U.S. gave $8.5 billion to Intel, the company
This
Intel,
is sickening.
in order to spur domestic chip production, and they laid off 15,000 people.
Yeah, this was just in the news. Just within the last week. That
Yeah.
is crazy stuff.
It's crazy.
I mean, come on, that company is.
I mean, when we bailed out the car industry,
Yeah.
they paid their loans back. They paid it back. They didn't lay off.
Obama did it to the solar industry. Biden's done it to the solar industry. I mean, I'm not against that
Sickening.
industry, but you know what? If you can't cut it, then you gotta take your hits. But yeah, why should we, the American people, be
Paying for that.
paying for that? Yeah, putting our money out.
Was that brilliant policy? Did that cure the economy? Was that smart? No. Since January, now get this, since January 2021 until December 2023, the following countries have benefited from U.S. foreign aid. The source for this is foreignassistance.gov. It's not Wikipedia. It's not. It's foreignassistance.gov. Okay, Ukraine, 3-year period, $29.7 billion.
That's
staggering.
Yeah.
And it just kicked up 2 years ago in 2022. 2021 was a lot lower, but it kicked up into the $10-12 billion range.
Yeah. Now this number I don't really have that much of a problem with. I mean, it's pretty sizable, but I mean, Israel, 9.9 billion. I mean, like we talked about a couple segments ago or yesterday, I don't remember, but you know, they're
an ally.
They're
Staunch
an ally, and they are
in a pit.
You know, I remember being in elementary school, and when the military base here was an active training base.
George Air Force Base.
Yeah, George. Going to school with kids from Israel that their parents came over here. Their dads were training to be training on the F4s, and you know, that's a long time ago. I mean, we're talking. So we've had relations with this company for a long time, and they are in the middle of a melting pot, right? We talked about that. So we need to help these guys as much as we can. And
check out this next one. Afghanistan, which is ruled by the Taliban,
Yeah.
$3.7 billion. How do they get
what for?
How do they get any money?
Yeah, what for?
To suppress women from teaching or voting or learning?
Yeah, grow their
or did they have
poppies.
to buy more burqas from head to toe burqas? Is that what they had to do?
Subsidize their what is it? Their opium or
the poppy plants.
plants. Yeah, that's it. Again, I'd rather have seen that money go to Israel.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah, I mean, Syria. This is another one. I mean,
Crazy.
This country is not a friendly country
No,
with us, right?
no.
2.37 billion.
Al-Assad. He needs his palaces.
Yeah, and where do you think
Gold.
some of that money may have gone? Who knows?
Yeah,
Iran,
the Shia militias. Yeah.
Their
Russia?
proxies.
Russia, because Syria and Russia
yeah.
are in on it
Yeah,
together.
who knows? You know, it's almost like the mafia. You know, you take your 10% and just skimming, and I don't know. That's a lot of money.
West Bank and Gaza, $565 million. I wonder if that includes that $300 million pier that broke apart.
Pier.
I don't think it does.
The unfloating pier.
The unfloating pier,
Yeah.
$565 million. Golly,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is another one. Russia, 2.7 million. What?
Russia?
What was that for?
Why are we giving money to Russia?
Right. Yeah. No,
What?
I don't.
This
get that.
This isn't the support that mothers give to their sons on a mission, preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. This is not.
No.
This is like money to the government.
Oligarchs and Putin, right? He's getting that money.
Belarus, a Russian ally in the war on Ukraine, is getting $76.3 million. Why are we? That's aid towards Russia.
Yep, another Russian ally. Yeah, crazy. Here's another one. Communist China. What are we doing giving money to these guys?
Giving G
28
money.
million. There's no
It's
explaining
going to
that.
the cyber hackers. The cyber hackers
Again,
to fund them.
is Don Biden? Is
Or
he
is it
getting
the
is he
Wuhan
getting a
lab?
cut of that too?
It's got to be the Wuhan lab. Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't know. They got to remodel.
Yes, it's grifting. The only way you can explain this is grift. Biden's on the take, so he slices off a little bit of the pork.
Yeah, I wonder if Fauci got any of that money. Anyway.
North Korea, 4.4 million. Why are we giving them anything? I don't understand.
Yeah.
They don't want to play, so why are we giving them anything?
Yeah, how many rockets is that going to build? Or
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's another one, Yemen, right?
Yeah.
Home of the Houthis,
The Houthis,
right?
yeah.
Give me a break. 3.36 billion.
That's a B.
What are we doing giving them money?
I don't know, man. It's an idiocracy in action. Canada, 63.9 million. Why do the Canucks need any of our money?
Yeah.
I mean,
as far as
they're first
according
world
to
country.
Trudeau, they're doing great there, right?
Australia gets none. There's a lot of countries. I only chose select ones. I'm cherry picking. A lot of companies. Countries. And Australia doesn't get any. Iran doesn't get any, of course. And the UK, we don't give them any. Well, yeah, there might be plane loads flying over there.
Yeah. Germany, and I mean, this is a country that's established. They got a flourishing economy, right? Probably the strongest economy in the EU, right? 8 million. I mean, we already got our military bases over there. We're subsidizing their military, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that how that works?
That brings economy. That people, the soldiers and airmen. They're buying.
Yeah, they buy
economy.
stuff, right?
Yeah.
Their families there, right? So, 8.8 million is just. Why do they need that money? I don't know. This is another one that gets me.
Haiti, 979 million, almost a billion.
Next to Mexico, this is probably one of the most corrupt countries, right?
Yeah,
they are. Yeah. They're just, and it's one of those. I think we've talked about it too. One side of the island, Dominican Republic, right?
That's the likey side.
They're the good guys, right?
The
Haiti, they're just. Yeah, you can't trust anybody there. It's too bad. India, 605 million.
What do they need? What?
Yeah. How much money would that do to help veterans or any of this money for that matter? Help veterans or homeless, which is a hot topic for everybody. I don't know.
Mexico, 591 million to fight the cartels?
Yeah.
I don't know.
To help the cartels fight us, probably. I don't know. That's a lot of money. A lot of money. So VP Harris's campaign tried to protect the KamalaKrash by blaming Donald Trump, of course, bringing the U.S. towards the brink of recession. The hubris is staggering.
Remember we said at the beginning they took credit for the cresting 40,000. Now they're blaming the crash on Donald Trump?
Yeah.
He has no control of the economy. He's not the president.
Yeah.
Doesn't set policy.
Yeah. One can only wonder if the stock market is being unburdened by what has been.
Remember Kamala said that?
Yeah.
Unburdened by what has been.
Okay.
You'll see more gaslighting and projection in the next 90 days.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see it.
I had somebody close to me make a comment saying, "You guys never talk about anything fun or anything." These are things that we're just trying to bring to people's attention, right?
Yeah,
these are facts.
Like the 4 million that the Judicial Watch pulled out. There was some comments that said, "Oh, nobody's talking about this. I didn't know this."
Yeah, this is fact stuff. We're not making this stuff up. And wouldn't you want to know that? If I don't know, if your employer was messing with your paycheck or skimming or whatever, wouldn't you want to know that? I mean, I would want to know. And the government works for us, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Yeah,
we're supposed to be in power.
So we need to know these things, And if you're not interested, then that's a recipe for disaster.
We'll try and look for fun stuff. I mean, we've done science, right?
Yeah, we've done
astronomy.
Some fun stuff. We've done some fun
no
stuff.
Astrology. Religion, we've done some Signs of the Times, remember?
Yeah.
And we're not wacky crazy. We'll try and look for more fun stuff. But tomorrow, we're talking about Tim Walz, the VP pick for Kamala Harris. We're going to do a whole dossier, whatever you want to call it, on this dude.
Yeah.
He's like a clone of Kamala, a clone of Gavin Newsom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get us wrong, right? We both believe that we live in the best country in the world. No matter what all this garbage is that we're talking about. This is the best country in the world, right?
I was doing this to Cameron. Sorry.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Don't you agree, Cameron?
You're right.
Best place to live in the world, right?
This is the best.
Yep. So
You caught me nodding off the
it's
camera.
all good.
Okay,
Anyway.
folks, we appreciate you joining us. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Yeah, it's been great.
Have a good day.
Take care. Thank you.